Hey there, thanks so much for signing up for the free training. I can't wait to show you the secret to building your students' academic vocabulary in just 30 minutes a week. I've sent the link to the training to your inbox, but before you get it, I wanted to take a quick second and share something with you because there's something that your students desperately need to make progress in school, but chances are they aren't getting it in the classroom, and you are perfectly equipped to be the hero here and be the one to give it to them. I'm guessing if you're here, you've already tried tons of different materials and techniques for your students with language issues, and you may have found that some of those cases still didn't get better or didn't meet their goals. So the first thing I want you to know before we go any further is that this is not your fault. There are tons of materials out there, and as SLPs, we've never really been given a good system to follow when treating these academic language issues. And many times that keeps us from being successful clinicians and keeps our students from making progress. So if you feel like it just isn't possible to give your students what they need to succeed, I want to put that fear to rest. It is possible if you focus on the right things, and you are exactly the person to do it based on your unique gifts as an SLP. Now, of course, this can get pretty frustrating because many of the experts out there, when asked what an SLP should be doing to treat language disorders, especially if you're in the schools, will just give you a vague recommendation and tell you that you need to start from scratch and therapy needs to be individualized for every student. Or you'll get the cop-out recommendation of use your professional judgment, which, let's be honest, isn't helpful at all. Sometimes you just want someone to tell you what you should do so you can get on with it and just go help your students. I'm here to tell you that there is a science to this, and there is a process you can follow that will make it possible to actually help your students hit their goals. And I'm not going to tell you to use your professional judgment. Instead, I'm going to tell you how to make the biggest impact in the least time. I mean, of course you're using your professional judgment and individualizing in the way that you interact with your students. That's obvious, but you need more than that so that you can make some of those decisions up front so that you have energy left to make the important decisions for your students. Make no mistake, this is not about being half-assed or lazy. It's about being efficient. It's about only doing what works so you can make every second count. Now, I know that I said I would reveal the heavy hitter that can help build your students' academic skills in the training that I've just sent to your inbox, but I'm actually going to let the cat out of the bag now. It's all about building vocabulary because this can be one of the biggest contributing factors that determines success or failure in school. And in the training, I'm going to give you some key tools to help you choose the right vocabulary in therapy, but I imagine you're going to want something that's going to help you pick apart and study the words that you're going to address once you pick them. One of the most powerful ways to study words in a way that is building both spelling and reading skills at the same time is to study the rules of morphology and orthography behind each word and how it impacts the word's meaning. But the problem is that although people are addressing this to some extent in the schools, they're not doing it enough for our students. And that is an issue because this is where our students are really lacking what they need in order to be able to read and spell effectively. But there is a silver lining here. Because guess who is one of the most qualified people to build word knowledge in a way that our students need it? That's right, you, the SLP. Because let's be honest, you're freaking awesome. So if you have those kids who aren't benefiting from phonological awareness training and they're just hitting a wall and you know that they need more, I've got something for you. It's called the Word Study Toolkit. Now, I know that you don't have time to go digging around for a lot of these things yourself, so that's why I've compiled them into one resource for you. So what this includes is 17 key terms for studying morphology and orthography and corresponding cue cards, 36 prefixes. So there's a list and there's flashcards and there are meanings. So I tell you what each of those prefixes means. And then I do the same thing for 36 root and base words. The same thing for suffixes. And there's also 100 multiple meaning words. So for each of these things, you get the word, you get a flashcard, and the flashcard will tell you exactly what that word part means so that you can study this with your students. All of this is worth a total of $145. Now, this is a printable resource that you can just download and print right away and start using those word lists and flashcards in therapy with your students. And what it helps you do is build your students' word knowledge that they need for reading and spelling so that they can start making the progress that they need in order to catch up to their peers and succeed in school. And chances are, no one is giving them exactly what they need, which is why they're struggling in the first place, which is why your role is so important. And let's be honest here, you don't have a ton of time to go digging around for this stuff because you're busy in therapy. You don't have time to dig through lists of prefixes, suffixes, roots and bases, and multiple meaning words and come up with definitions that your students can understand. So that's why I've done it for you, and I've put them together in a toolkit that you can print and use right away. Normally, if you go to my website, you can get this toolkit for $47. But I want to give you a leg up and really make sure you're prepared for this free training that's waiting for you in your inbox. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to offer this toolkit to you for just $27. So you can really be prepared and ready to go once you watch the training. Now, again, this includes those word lists with multiple meaning words, key terms, suffixes, prefixes, and roots and bases. And it also includes those cue cards that highlight those 17 key concepts that you need in order to build your students' orthographic and morphological awareness. And then you also get those flashcards that you can print and use right away. So again, that includes prefixes, suffixes, roots and bases, and multiple meaning words. So you're getting over 200 printable flashcards that you can use to study words with your students right away. If you aren't ready to get it just yet, I totally understand that. You will still be able to get it on my website, but this special offer only lasts for 30 minutes. So beyond that time period, you'll just have to pay the full $47 if you wanted to get it. So now, if you're ready to start making headway with some of those students who are just stuck, you can click the button below to get this Word Study Toolkit that will help you build the vocabulary your students need to become successful readers and spellers. And then once you do that, make sure to check your inbox for your free training. I can't wait to share the secrets of helping your students build their vocabulary skills in just 30 minutes a week. Thanks again for watching.